Good morning, everyone. I'm Julie Livingston here for another episode of Quorum Live, the series of conversations with Quorum Initiative members and friends where we delve into a lot of hot topics related to climbing the ladder and female leadership. The Quorum Initiative is an organization based in New York City with chapters in St. Joseph's, Missouri, Washington, D.C., and London. And we are a group that really seeks to create change in the workplace, move women up the ladder, create a direct pathway to leadership, and increase female representation on corporate boards, and get women to be able to raise their voices at work. So please join us. We actually have the upcoming How retreat in the middle of May coming up. So look at quoruminitiative.com for more details about the How retreat. This is an in-person retreat at the Blue Fox Motel in Narrowsburg, New York. It's just fabulous to have FaceTime with the other phenomenal women in the Quorum Initiative. We do a lot of introspective thinking and exercises and really get to know each other and expand and really connect with each other. It's a wonderful and very rich experience. So treat yourself. Today, I'm delighted to welcome my guest, Jenny Fernandez. She is an executive coach, CMO, and professor at Columbia University's Business School and New York University. Her mission is to help leaders and teams position themselves to drive exponential growth by unlocking strategic resilience, team collaboration, I love that word, and innovative thinking. Jenny is a member of Marshall Goldsmith 100 Coaches and is certified in stakeholder-centered leadership. She has over 20 years of experience leading, launching, and growing brands from multi-million-dollar businesses within Mondelez International, Kraft Foods, Merlin Entertainment, Loacker, and Accenture. Jenny's a contributor to Harvard Business Review, and she has a terrific recent article that she wrote on leadership, Fast Company, and Forbes. She speaks at engagements and panels about leadership, personal branding, executive marketing, and business growth. And stay tuned for her new book, Zigzag to the Top, How to Master the Habits, Behaviors, and Mindsets to Succeed, which will be published this year. I can't wait for that one. So Jenny, tell us a little bit about your backstory and how you came to be an executive coach and where you are today.
Yes, thank you so much, Julie. And hi, everyone. Very excited to join you here today. So my background started basically as a marketer. I have a long 20-year career working in branding and really growing, building, and developing brands globally, basically household names. And this is something that I really, again, is very close and true to my heart because it's about understanding your consumer, your customer, the audience. What moves them? What are the motivators that drive consumer purchase and consumer behavior? And I have translated that into leadership because at the end of the day, we as leaders, whether we're looking for a coach or somebody to help us train our teams, we want to address an existing problem. We want to, elevate and scale the skills that our teams and our leaders have so that we are more effective in terms of growing the business, developing new talent. And so as you can see, a lot of the skill sets and experiences that I have had professionally in my marketing career, I can very easily translate into my leadership career now. I have embraced, Julie, what you call the portfolio career, where, again, I'm
love that. I love that term.
Yes.
Where you have many twists and turns and different chapters in your career. Is that right?
Very, very much so, because it really helps us be more complex and take advantage of who we are as a person and as a leader, right? All of the facets that make us great.
I love that term. I'm going to use that from going forward. So Jenny, talk about how AI is changing leadership, because everybody is a lot of people are getting a little freaked out about the revolution that's here. It's not coming, it's here. And you really, to be in business today is really to know about AI. So tell us a little bit more about how it's changing the face of leadership.
Yes, no, thank you, Julie. And you nailed it when you use the word revolution. So if you look back at history, we have gone through 3 industrial revolutions, right? With the last one, which was really kind of the internet and digital marketing, which really, again, it happened, 15, 20 years ago. That took a long time, almost a decade, to become more mainstream. So I think at the beginning, probably many companies and people were a little bit of freaked out as well, but it was slowly transitioning, and it gave us enough time for us to gain new skills, for us to find new jobs, for us to integrate the technology into our work. But as we can see, the 4th industrial revolution, which is led by AI, Gen AI really, is happening at an unprecedented speed. In a matter of a year, ChatGPT and other AI tools have changed the way we work, live, and play.
I mean, I've noticed on there's a website called There's an AI for that. There, a year ago, there were 7,000 AI tools that were cataloged on that site, and now there are over 11,000.
Wow, amazing. Exactly. So the fact that it's moving so fast, I think that's what has people freaked out, because everybody's concerned about AI automation. And, we have institutions like McKinsey projecting 800 million jobs are going to be impacted globally, especially in developing countries like the US.
But are those jobs going to be eliminated? I mean, I know you can't speak about McKinsey, but are you thinking that those jobs will be eliminated forever, or will some of them be eliminated and some turned into, being reshaped in some way?
100%. Yeah, that's right. It's really going to be, I think, a transition that is going to require more skills and us to reskill, but it's going to potentially eliminate 30% of what we do, but not the entire job. So we still need to work, whether it is, self-motivate and get new skills, or work with organizations to reskill to ensure that we are relevant.
You write so much about leadership, and I really enjoy, there are so many takeaways in your writings.
Thank you.
What leadership skills are in demand today? Like what's leadership looking like in 2024?
Yes, no, great question. So the World Economic Forum just basically published an article that talked about, this topic. And some of the skills that came up were actually soft skills. The top 10, it was about 60% soft skills like resilience, strategic thinking, agility, emotional intelligence. And then obviously you have the technical skills like, big data, AI, et cetera. So really making sure that we are embracing and developing those soft skills, which, AI cannot replace us yet.
No, I don't think so.
Is going to be key. And also what they did also, Julie, was project how are these skills going to evolve in the next 4 years. And, the list kind of still looked the same. It was creativity, curiosity, resilience, agility, really rose to the top.
That's great. And I hope any leaders who are watching today think specifically about emotional intelligence.
100%. The ability to self-regulate our emotions, to show empathy, and frankly, to manage others, so that in this world of high anxiety, right, after the pandemic, I think, frankly, I believe that the US surgeon has said that there's really a global epidemic of anxiety and loneliness. Yeah. These are things that, we have to manage. And unfortunately, middle managers and management are now responsible to help the workforce, be more at ease, be able to be effective at work.
Right. And check in with them and see how they're doing.
Exactly. I start all my meetings with, what is the one word that describes how you feel?
Ah, that's a great one. Yeah. That's an icebreaker for you. Explain the benefits and challenges of the integration of AI in leadership. Because I think that's what, that's what people really want to know right now. Like, how is this going to change the way I lead and manage people?
Great question. I think at the beginning, what we're starting to see organizations do and leaders do is use AI as a productivity tool and as a way to automate work. And, unfortunately, that first phase always leads to a decrease in jobs because we see that AI can automate maybe even in marketing and creative fields. It can automate the production of a press release. It can automate, the initial marketing plan. But you still need.
I was going to say, you can't just leave it like that. Come on.
No. You still need the creativity. You need still the complexity and that a human, brain can bring in terms of looking at the inner layers. But I think
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No. Also, doesn't Google recognize when something is completely AI generated? So you're not going to get
right.
If you send that, I'm a publicist. You're not going to get the same kind of reach that you would when you can use AI to do a first draft, let's say,
yes.
do some of the research that goes into some of these these planning tools.
Yes.
But then you have to really personalize it and shape it so that it has your company voice.
100%. That it has your company voice and it has the client's voice at heart, right? What is the main pain point? Because at the end of the day, it's about that customization. But Julie, you also said something that is key. The challenge or the opportunity that we have with AI is that it's going to help us do things that were unimaginable before.
Right.
Like, can you think in marketing, being able to do 100,000 iterations of an ad so that it feels personal, like it was meant for me? That was impossible before, but now potentially with AI and targeting, we can do that.
So it can be deeply personal.
Yes.
Through this kind of customization.
Exactly. So it's going to help us, frankly, be better at what we do. So it's going to be a great opportunity, a great tool to augment what we do. But also, at the beginning, especially, is going to automate a lot of things that we do.
How can leaders allay the fears of their teams about AI? Any thoughts on that?
Yes. Again, I think for that, leaders need to start embracing the technology a little bit more. There's research out here that basically says that only about 20% of the people have actually tried AI. So if you don't embrace it and become, you don't have to become a master user, but you need to learn how to use it, how to create prompts that help you be more effective. If you don't know how to use the tool, that fear of it, I think is the first challenge that we need to overcome as leaders. And then I would say the second one is creating parameters that we feel comfortable, that we can then show our team, almost like the ways of working. What are the ways of working that are acceptable for us to use AI at work?
So do you think communication has a lot to do with it and being transparent?
100%. Ensuring that, we are informing our teams what is an acceptable ways to use AI. How do they need to cite it so that we know when AI is part of the source? And obviously, we know that tools like ChatGPT and other AI tools have hallucinations, right? So not everything that they
wait. What does that mean? What does that mean?
So
I've never heard before.
Yeah, so hallucinations is what they called when it creates information that is not true. Okay. So, for example, if you prompt it and say, give me a quote about XYZ topic, it will create a quote that it doesn't come from anyone. But if you ask, provide a quote from a popular, thought leader in this particular topic, it will be a kind of a super search engine that it will get information that is useful. But I think, again, that's why you have to practice how to use it, really become a prompt engineer, which is actually one of the new jobs that they're projecting are going to be created.
I just did I have my own podcast, and I just did something about the new age of the communications engineer.
Perfect. Exactly.
And there was just an article, maybe it was in the New York Times, about how that's going to be the hottest job. There was an article in the Sunday paper, maybe it was last week, about how that the AI engineer is going to be the next hot job, or probably may have started already, because every company, midsize and up, are going to need somebody learning about all the different tools that are being introduced, because it's hard to keep track, and really evaluating what might be appropriate for that particular business.
100%. And I think those are the more technical jobs that are going to be created. I would challenge all of us, more on the leadership side, that we can also think of AI as an augmentation tool. I don't know if you've read or if you follow the thought leader, Hal Gregerson. He wrote Questions Are the Answer. And, so in the world of AI, he would talk about how we can co-create AI human, co-creation. So how do we
talk about that? Talk about co-creation.
Yeah. So basically, still you as the business leader, as a human, as the source of the idea, as the person that is going to ultimately, originate the new concept. But you use AI as a way to help you get there faster, to dig a little deeper.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do leaders break through their own fears about AI? I mean, this could be a little overwhelming, depending on the age of the perhaps the age of the leader and their openness to innovate.
Yes. You tap into something, multi-generational differences, and sometimes fear of technology or of new things is sometimes a challenge and an opportunity. In the same research, found that while 20% on average of leaders are using it, it can come down to 1 in 10 for boomers and older leaders. And I think this is where we need to embrace the fact that we have 3 to 4 generations in the workplace.
Yeah.
So empower the Gen Z, the millennials, to help us as a whole to be a little bit more forward looking and tech savvy. So
I like that. I like how you said that, Jenny, because I think that underscores the collaborative opportunities that AI provides, right? Because if a leader is a little risk adverse or doesn't have the time or to really explore AI, that leader has to then bring in other personnel to help.
Oh, 100%. And this is where, the use of reverse mentoring, having a younger, more junior person in the team, help you, again, become more adept and knowledgeable about a new tool or about a new technology. And in that way, again, people feel more autonomy and they can bring new ideas. It's a great way to create a culture of a stronger team and higher performance as well.
I mean, how do companies in such competitive sectors really stay aloft? How do they stay ahead of their competitors? It's by consistently innovating.
Oh, 100%, 100%. That's why I think sometimes we get comfortable because we're focusing on the core business. And actually, it's so funny. I didn't prompt her for these guys, but today I'm actually we're dropping another article on HBR, and it's about collaboration during times of uncertainty.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'll have to look for that one.
Yes, it's coming up, I think, at 10. And actually, the underlying theme is innovation. How when you collaborate, you co-create, you even find outside partners, it really enables you to be faster, better, to stand out versus the competition, actually.
Can you give us more of a preview?
Yes. So in this article, basically, what I talk about is how sometimes leaders, in times of uncertainty, you retract, right? You have a protective stance versus, and in that case, you focus on the core business, on growing what delivers. However, when that happens, you're missing out on growth opportunities. And when you collaborate, when you allow your team and empower your team to go after new opportunities, you can actually do more with less, right? Because then you're embracing somebody else's resources and dollars.
Right. Any further thoughts on AI and how leaders need to embrace it and jump in, put their whole foot in the water?
I think, frankly, they should look at AI opportunities as a leadership development opportunity. And they need to think, where is my team today in terms of what do they know, what are the opportunities they have, and then really laid out a plan or a roadmap so that they know what are key leadership skills that they can pursue so that they can be a more effective high performance team, whether it is, collaboration, being more curious, being more productive in the sense of being more focused. If you allow for more time and less busyness, then you have the ability to actually be more strategic and more analytical in your thinking. So I think it's that same, approach that we have previously, but frankly, it's a sense of urgency. So leaders need to be have more agency and act with intent.
What about, I just thought of this, Jenny.
Yeah.
At the Quorum Initiative, where our members are women at all different levels of the management ladder, right? They're looking to advance.
Yes.
How can this make you more promotable?
Oh, great point. So frankly, this is where, as you look at your roadmap, who do you want to be 3-4 years from now? That future self. And if you want AI to be part of your brand, then you need to think about how can you both expand your network so that you're more integrated in communities that talk about AI, where AI is at the core of what they do. Maybe what kind of social proof do you need? Do you need certifications? Do you need more schooling? How can you build up your projects so that you can actually have storytelling that truly talks about how AI shows up in the results that you have created? So there's so many different ways and steps that you can take so that you're, again, building a brand that really creates a future self that you're looking to project.
That's great. Jenny, thank you for an enlightening conversation on AI and leadership. And I'll see you all next time on another edition of Quorum Live.
Thank you so much for having me. And I invite everyone to please connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you, Julie.
Excellent.